Welcome to Skktv Uganda. My name is Hilary Marion and you are watching Insight 360 News. As dozens of young singers gathered to showcase their musical abilities, the hearing of the murder case involving Pamela Ruth Tumwebaza, several individuals have been arrested and charged with impersonation after allegedly posing as senior military officers. News in details. A wave of youthful talent swept through the Skktv Uganda headquarters in Salama Munyonyo as dozens of young singers gathered to showcase their musical abilities in a vibrant talent search aimed at discovering Uganda's next big voices.
A wave of youthful talent swept through Skktv Uganda headquarters in Salama, Munyonyo, as dozens of young singers gathered to showcase their musical abilities in a vibrant talent search aimed at discovering Uganda's next big voices. The event, organized at the station's headquarters in Salama, attracted an overwhelming turnout of talented youth eager to prove their vocal ability and stage presence. While only 50 contestants officially registered for the competition, more than 90 young people turned up, a clear sign of the growing passion for music and performance among Uganda's youth. The auditions turned at the Skktv premises into a lively stage of dreams as contestants took turns performing before judges and fellow participants, each hoping to leave a lasting impression and secure a life-changing opportunity in the music industry.
My love to you, Jesus, you've given all my heart desires.
At the heart of the competition is a grand prize of Uganda shillings, 1 million, approximately to $270 for the winner, along with a professional music package that includes the recording of 4 songs, both in audio and video formats.
Wembadde ringa nyimba, bajaji babadde basanyufu, weewaawo wabaddewo atakiriziganya na kitone kyalina essimu bubi, kubanga buli omu aba alina ne kyakola ki kyanoonya be bajudges. Ono balimba embidde bulungi balabe basanyufu ate ye agambye mulimu akabuzeemu.
Mbadde ndowooza kali nti oba tugenda kuyimba nnyimba nnyingi kati mbadde so confused oluyimba lwembadde ndi familiar ate si lwenyimbye.
I appreciate that all the judges have given me the yes.
A yes?
And I'm preparing something very nice on the next round.
Reporting for Skktv Insight 360 News, I am Maureen Nakubura.
The hearing of the murder case involving Pamela Ruth Tumwebaza, the former head of student affairs at Ugandan Christian University in Mukono, has been adjourned to the 6th of next month. However, unlike previous court sessions, Pamela's family members were not present in court.
One of the suspects accused in Pamela's murder
her former domestic worker Dak Hussein Tawaiko was brought back before the Mukono Magistrates Court for further mention of the charges against him, including murder. The case was presented before Mukono Grade 1 Magistrate Gerard Emongu for continued proceedings. As it is the standard procedure in the Magistrates Court, the suspect was not allowed to enter a plea or speak on the charges since the court does not have jurisdiction to try capital offences. The Chief State Attorney for Mukono, Josephine Nanyonga, informed the court that investigations into the matter are still ongoing and requested that the suspect be remanded further to Luzira prison as inquiries continue. It should be recalled that on the 12th of last month, Pamela was murdered after the attacker reportedly entered her bedroom and strangled her. The suspect is also said to have attacked her house worker, demanding keys, while disguised in the deceased's clothes before fleeing the scene. Reports indicate that the suspect escaped with the deceased's mobile phone and laptop bag. Luiga Jawandina Dorothy, reporting for SKK Insight 360.
The ministry responsible for gender, labor, and social development, led by Esther Davinia Anyakun, has announced preparations for the International Labor Day celebrations scheduled for the 28th of April 2026. The event will focus on recognizing workers and guiding employers on workers' welfare, including working conditions and health.
Speaking on the preparations, Minister Esther Davinia Anyakun said the ministry will carry out inspections in various companies, including media houses, to assess whether employees are working under safe and fair conditions.
Tugenda kujja erije mukolera kubanga kifunumye bulungi nti namwe muba mwine ebizibu ab'amawulire. Tugenda kujja mu organizations zamwe employers bamwe tutegeragane nabo nti
the minister warned companies that fail to prioritize the health of their workers that they risk closure if employees are treated unfairly and their health and well-being are neglected.
Tujja tukola inspection, netukuwa warning, ate olumala bwoba muganyi okolagana naffe okola kyetugamba, then we should be able to close down the company.
She also advised employers to establish proper work schedules that health working environments to help safeguard workers' health while improving productivity and strengthening workplace relations. Reporting for SKK TV Insight 360 News, I'm Priska Nawak.
Several individuals have been arrested and charged with impersonation after allegedly posing as senior military officers, dressing in military uniforms, and falsely presenting themselves as generals in the National Army. The suspects are accused of using these false identities to defraud members of the public and intimidate even high-ranking government officials.
According to the Uganda People's Defence Forces spokesman, Colonel Chris Magezi, the suspects have been using military uniforms and the names of senior UPDF officers to extort money from unsuspected citizens and scam them through false promises.
Skktv Godfrey Lubowa, posing as Major General Samu Kiwanuka. Major General Samu Kiwanuka is the Chief of Production and Welfare in UPDF. Skktv Godfrey Chilura was arrested and later processed in the courts of law. He is currently on remand in Luzira prison.
He said the suspects will be taken to court and prosecuted accordingly. Colonel Magezi further revealed that the suspects will face charges of impersonation, adding that one of them had been using the name of the Minister of Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala, to deceive and rob members of the public.
He has never worked for State House and certainly does not represent government in any procurement processes. Black Wolf Global, allegedly to train UPDF and other security forces. A 3-year contract worth 2.98 billion Uganda shillings.
He added that security agencies are continuing to track down more suspects involved in the scheme, noting that several others have already been arrested and handed over to police. Colonel Chris Magezi warned the security forces will continue cracking down on such individuals without hesitation. Reporting for SKK TV Uganda, Insight 360. 360 News, I am Marina Kubura.
International news. A night meant for speeches, satire, and political tradition at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington turned into panic and fear after gunfire erupted near the main security entrance of the Washington Hilton, forcing the U.S. President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and other senior officials to be rushed out under heavy Secret Service protection.
The shooting happened on Saturday evening, 25th April 2026, just as dinner was being served inside the packed ballroom where more than 2,000 guests had gathered for an annual high-profile event attended by top U.S. leaders, journalists, diplomats, and political figures. Witnesses said the evening had barely settled into its formal program when the sound of gunfire suddenly shattered the room. Within seconds, armed Secret Service agents stormed the ballroom shouting for everyone to get down as guests dove beneath tables for cover. According to U.S. officials, the gunfire began near the main security screening point outside the ballroom when a man identified as 31-year-old called Thomas Allen allegedly rushed toward the protected entrance and opened fire. Investigators said the suspect was armed and appeared to be trying to breach the heavily secured perimeter where senior government officials were gathered.
In our Skktv Sports News, this year, schools from across the country are set to take part in the upcoming cycling competitions scheduled for next month on May 31st at Lubiri Ring Road, with both girls and boys expected to participate.
Manager Solo highlighted the many benefits of cycling and, while addressing the nation, spoke about the riders expected to participate from outside the country.
We have the inter-schools competition in cycling on 31st May at Lubiri Ring Road. We expect you to be among the participants.
He also called upon parents with children taking part to come and support them. Some of the cyclists expected to participate also shared their thoughts and expectations about this year's edition of the competition.
I'm so proud to be among the participants who have taken part in this, because I'm showcasing my talent to everyone and impacting on the society as an individual and improving our sports in this school.
We as a school, we are going to embrace cycling since this club has brought this cycling to our school as a game. We are going to embrace it and we are ready to go for competitions. We shall be practicing as we wait for that day.
Reporting for Skktv Insight 360 News, I'm Priska Nawak.
Let us go into our Insight 360 analysis while we focus on what happened at the Correspondents' Dinner in the U.S. We are still on Insight 360 News on Skktv Uganda. I'm here with Ismail to talk more about what happened at the Correspondents' Dinner in the U.S. recently. Hello, Ismail.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for being here.
You are welcome.
Yes. What does this shooting at one of America's most heavily guarded political events reveal about the current state of security, political tension, and institutional stability in the United States?
Thank you for that question. In the United States of America, in fact, the United States of America is one of the countries globally that is spending a huge amount of money in its budget to support security in the country. And in fact, it is always advising other countries, more especially in the NATO or European Union, to add on their budget by 5% every year, annually. But when this thing happened, this scenario was so unfortunate.
It was
very unfortunate. In fact, it is compared to the other one of when during the Bush administration when he was in Iraq. This one, and it's also compared with what happened on the Capitol Hill. It started to when almost everyone, when the function was done. Preparation, happiness with the correspondence as usual, because it's always organized once, twice or thrice in a year. It has been a culture for all presidents in the United States of America to have such functions. Little did they know that this, maybe it was not a stunt, or it was, because little the function started well. J.D. Vance had arrived. Also, the president was around. Just out of the blue, they had a run out from the security check. So when you talk about it, people were already in high gear of the function. So it was a bad scenario, and which couldn't be expected to run again. The presidents were rushed out. However, people are still in doubt. According to what the press secretary is saying, they are wondering, how did J.D. Vance moved out very fast before the president? So a lot of investigation are being carried out to see what is being done. Yesterday that night, it was reported in the court that he appeared before the court. The one who shot was appeared before the court. They're still investigating.
And from your analysis, was this simply a security breach, or does it point to a deeper pattern of rising political extremism and growing threats among public leaders in America?
As I told you, this is not the first time for the US president to be assassinated. Or a trend to how to assassinate him. When you look at Donald Trump, when he was coming into power this time, there was a scenario in Mar-a-Lago whereby there was some attempt to shoot him. And this is the third time for attack on the president. So it is very hard for you to say it was an attack. But what this situation for security in the United States of America needs also to be checked. Is it a stand between CIA or FBI and attempt to increase on their budget? Because when you go to many countries across the world, when there is security agents would wish to have their budget to be increased, they make such stunts. Let's assume it was not a stunt, and if it was not a stunt, it means the United States of America needs to invest more in such situation. However, this time round, the United States of America needs to be very, very security conscious. Because this war, it is now going to be turning 60 days of war, 2 months between Iran and Israel. Iran, Israel, and the US. In these meetings, which are happening in Pakistan, Iran could not be sitting. It could be like the enemies of America are increasing every other passing day, because America has turned out to be a warmonger. In fact, when you look at in Europe and America, most countries did not support the United States of America and Israel to be involved in this war. The more a country loses confidence in the world, in the eyes of the world, the more security needs to be conducted. So it needs to be more and more security conscious every other passing day. More trainings in the security departments need to be done. Therefore, it's automatic that the United States of America needs more and more money to be funding the security agencies.
Wow, that's so interesting. And how do you think this incident could affect President Donald Trump politically, and what does it mean for public confidence in the ability of the US government to protect its top leadership?
When you look and go deep into public opinion in the United States of America,
yes,
Donald Trump is losing confidence, and in the public public opinions are showing that it is reducing every other passing day because of the war between Iran and the US.
Yes.
Well, according to the last opinion polls, it reflected that President Donald Trump is now having 43%. Those who have lost confidence in him are 57%.
Wow.
So what is happening? When such opinion polls comes out every other passing, they lose, showing that a president is losing public interest. It means a president needs to put in more efforts to win the public opinions poll.
Yes.
So the more you lose the public the credibility in the public, when you go like say taxpayers are complaining that over trillions and trillions of money have been wasted in the war, what do you need to do? Because by the start of the war, at fuel pump in the United States of America, the price was at $2. Now it's at $4, going to $5. When you come to countries like Uganda, by the time the war started, when you go at the fuel pump, the price was 4,000. Now it is coming to 6,000 plus.
Yes.
What does it mean? Globally, the war is impacting the people across the world.
Yes.
This is not a small thing, but it's moving on every other passing day. The global economy is being disturbed by the United States of America. When you look at the Strait of Hormuz,
yes,
there was a big blockage by the United States of America. As they are planning for negotiations, America comes into block. We are discussing about the Strait of Hormuz. Iran put pressure on Iran to open it.
Yes.
When you look at Britain, the other time had a meeting of 32 countries willing to support to unblock the Strait of Hormuz. Germany, last time the Chancellor promised if America bows down to respect the rest of the world, that it's not the #1 power. Even if you are #1, you don't just need to be attack any country. Therefore, America, more especially the president, needs to change his tone, the way he's speaking, the way to approach the negotiations. Though, in my own opinion, I don't see. Though the president of the United States of America yesterday said J.D. Vance is one of the best negotiators, unlike the jokers in Iran. But to me, Witkoff is not the right person to represent the in-law to the president, to come and represent United States of America in this serious negotiation. I don't see him suitable.
Okay.
J.D. Vance and others, they are competent enough. The three is standing.
Yes.
But the world is looking at it as the president is trying to venture into business.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And from a Ugandan and broader African perspective, what lessons should government and security agencies draw from this attack, especially on intelligence, VIP protection, and managing politically sensitive events?
When you come to Uganda, like what happened to United States, when you go back in Uganda, there was an attempt to assassinate Milton Obote. And he survived narrowly. When you go to during President Museveni in 1986, 1987, there was also an attempt. So what does it mean? The security needs to be on high alert every other passing time, every other passing moment. The world over needs to invest, because a president is the custodian of all things in a country. The attempt to assassinate a president is not small. It creates a lot of unrest in a country. More especially, say, in America, when they assassinate a president. Let's go back. What happened when the first president, the 37th president was the 37th, no, 20th president was assassinated. Okay. What happened to America? Unrest. There was a lot of tension. Like when you go to the United States of America today, there is security, the security has been heightened. However, the approach of the security was very well. The approach, you saw all departments moved in swiftly.
Yes.
And the president was rescued, was moved. Though the statements he made first, that even however much people want me to go out of the war, me as Trump, I'm going to move out of the war as a winner. United States of America is going to be #1, respected. Though according to public opinion, they say Iran, like, it's moving, it's squalling a lot. More especially when you look at the negotiations. Who's moving the negotiations? What needs to be done is to stop the provocations of the war. America went into the war without a major plan. How do I move in the war, and how do we move out of the war? It is said that Israel started planning this war 40 years, 20 years ago. How did America just venture into such a war? Because I'll take you back what happened in when the American War of Independence was there 270 years ago. The problem of America was how the foreign policy, poor foreign policy, the economic situation there, the financial implication of the war led to the American War of Independence. When you go to Iraq, was the war between US and Iraq, was it planned? Iraq, a lot of taxpayers' money was wasted in Iraq. Let's go to Afghanistan.
Right.
How did America, after the 9/11 Twin Towers, 9/11 Twin Towers saga, they just moved into Afghanistan.
Yeah.
They spent there 20 years. A lot of money was wasted. Out of the blue, in the first session of Donald Trump, says get out. America is not going to waste a lot of money. A lot of money was wasted in the Afghanistan war.
Right.
So the lesson which we need to understand, to learn in these wars, as they relevant, do we put count on the blood of Americans or the world over? What is the interest of humanity? Where is civilization? Are we building civilization on blood? Are we making innovation and technology every other passing time to reduce or disrespect humanity? Do we need to have 260-kilogram bomb to be thrown on human beings? Do we still need to have nuclear bombs to be circulated? We need to have respect of humanity.
Right. And my last question to you is, if you look at the bigger picture, what does this incident tell the world about the health of American democracy, and should it be seen as an isolated act of violence or a warning sign of deeper political instability in the United States?
It could be isolated. Insecurity, you can say it was just an isolated minor incident, which we don't need to waste a lot of time. The culprit was apprehended, because that is the work of security. But now you say, if he was apprehended, Americans need to know the details. Where was he coming from? What was in his intention? Are we spending a little more in such a security when they cannot detect someone coming with guns, with pangas? This scenario needs to be looked at. One person moving with 3 guns, with pangas. You go at the security point. Like a situation what happened in Uganda today, when it was said that a man went into a petrol station with 3 pangas to steal. These weak points of explanations, people remain to be doubtful. How can one person go with pangas to steal money, to go, people normally ask themselves, how can one person, a gun is supposed to be used by one person, then you go with 3 guns and pangas. How are you going to use them?
Right.
How are you going to use them in that speed time? Okay? So when an individual start to analyze that, he might say that, is this man mad, or are the security agents trying to make news out of this man?
Right.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much for that insight, Mr. Ismail.
You're welcome.
You have been watching Inside 360 News on Skktv Uganda. And always, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And leave us a comment. We always love to hear your feedback. Thank you for watching.